That's interesting. I've never heard of someone going even or odd for one dice roll. I should start doing that.
Yeah, it's a little fast.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We're on to our final match here. We have Kuon versus Egg coming up here. Match I didn't anticipate to be seeing, but here we are. We're seeing it on stream here.
I guess I'll keep
I
this.
do think this is a matchup that's kind of like could potentially go into Egg's favor, depending on like how aggressively obnoxious their hand is to like burn out their opponent, essentially, because they just burn so much damage. They don't necessarily need followers on the board all the time to really close out a game. They just need to set up the tin soldiers and stuff like that.
Keep this. We put here. And you are going first, sir. So, your go.
Alrighty. I'll play Actress Fair. There go.
Okay.
She's a 2/2 tap. Give a Fable counter.
Yes, sir.
Actress Faria coming out here, dropping our turn 1 Goblin on our opponent.
Okay, got it. Turn 1, I'll draw. And on turn 1, I will pass.
Opting the pass, floating the 1 play point, probably has snipe or something in hand. Just waiting to see what else happens here before they decide to pop away the 2/2, I believe. Yep, opted to just take the damage. Possibly want to see what else is going on. Otherwise, maybe they just only have an insight here. Yep, that's all they do have, it might seem. Or they're just inciting now because it's just better to insight now since, you know, they'll be able to probably handle this 2/2 next turn with whatever they draw into. Ooh, we're getting some fuzzy cameras going on here in Discord.
We will one to snipe the Actress Faria.
Got it.
All right, so we did have the snipe here to go ahead and remove that.
One to float. Your go, friend.
Got it.
All right, pass and floating 1, so potentially repping snipe again here, depending on what is played.
Okay, I'll play the Andromeda. And then I'll float 2. Here we go.
Okay.
Floating 2, interesting.
Oh my god.
Their hand must be somewhat bricky here. I assume they're just waiting for next turn to just go ahead and play Alice with the 4 play points, is my assumption at this point.
And drop a spell. We're dropping Trail of Light.
Ooh, going to go ahead and draw 2 off of this discarded Trail of Light with Penguin Wizard. I assume we're going to see an Evo here with the Evo points to restand Penguin Wizard. Be interesting also to see if they happen to if Fable next turn happens to play Book to clear Wizard, if they don't, you know, keep it standing after Evoing it potentially. But I assume they're just going to cash it in now for the, you know, spell discard and draw, and then, you know, potentially use like a Angelic Snipe or something to get rid of the Andromeda if they are really worried.
We'll evolve Penguin.
Opting to use play points to Evo the Penguin. Surprising. Another Trail of Light, another draw 2. Very, very strong. Looks like we're having a super gas start here for Kuon. I don't want to call it for Kuon immediately, but like, ooh, that opening, if I sat across from it, I'd be so annoyed. Just be like, double Trail of Light with Penguin. Oh, please end me. All right, they opted to surefire the Penguin here to hopefully remove it, I guess.
Oh no, evolve. He gets 4 damage.
Penguin down to a 2/1 now.
Okay, I'll play
Yep, Alice coming down here. I assume Alice will go ahead and trade into the Penguin after Evoing here. Hopefully we hit a Tin Soldier. That's what I'd be looking for off the top here. An Alice and a Tin Soldier would be insane for me. If I was the Egg player, that would make me very, very happy.
Okay, I'll add Astra's Faria and the Pinion Prince.
Oh, no Tin Soldier. That feels bad. Can't spend time pumping up that Tin Soldier.
Actually, yeah, I'll swing Alice into your Penguin.
Yep. All right, Alice taking care of the Penguin.
Okay, so she's a 4/2.
Left with a 4/2 here, and then swinging for 2 as well.
Okay, you're 16. Your go.
I go to 4.
putting a little pressure onto Kuon here. But I mean, we're at the point where if they have like a curse craft or something that easily handles this board, unfortunately. Honestly, even Demon Caller here would be perfectly fine. It answers everything as well. Demon Caller Evo, swing in, answer the board, chill.
Let me do one here for insight.
One to insight during main phase means their hand's probably not looking too hot, maybe? Are they bricking out on Kuons and D-shifts or something? Or what is happening here? After drawing 4 cards, I'd be very surprised if that's the case.
For witch bolts.
Ooh, witch bolting away. I assume Alice. Alice is the more scary card here. Their hand must be pretty bricky right now. They must be have like Kuons and D-shifts that they just can't get rid of in their hand at this point. Seems like a very not super efficient way to really deal with that board. I guess you're not also really afraid of the Andromeda. It's just a 1-drop 2/2 goblin. But that's chipping away into this matchup where you just get burned out a lot of the times. Not too happy to be seeing, honestly. Still, though, they're not really threatening too much. So they don't have a Tin Soldier in the grave yet either, and they don't have one into the Egg Zone. Kind of spooky.
Okay, I play March Hare Tea Time.
All right, tea time. Top 5. What are we finding off the top here? Tin Soldier wouldn't be too bad either. Oh, Alice, really good as well. They'll be able to Evo it this turn, which will be nice. Hopefully, do get a Tin Soldier off of this Alice, which would be insane. We also get a, push in 2 more damage, which will be good. Tin Soldier, Tin Soldier, Tin Soldier. Let's go.
There he is.
There we go.
I'll add a Tin Soldier and a Pinion Prince, and then I'll move it to the Tin Soldier.
Alright.
Swinging to you.
1-2.
And then I'll play the Actress Varia, and then I'll tap it to get that counter, and then move it. Yeah, then move the counter here.
Nice, I like it. We're building up those counters. So theoretically, right now, Tin Soldier has 3 counters technically, because when it comes into the board, it will generate one from coming somewhere else. So we have potentially 6 damage pushing already for the Tin Soldier, which is kind of scary. So if the board doesn't get answered, could be seeing some spicy stuff happening here.
We're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, Curse Crafter coming in to clean up everything here. This should clean up everything. We just summon the token, pop the token, blow up Alice, draw a card, discard a card, Evo, clear the 2/2, and then pass to our opponent there, I assume. I'm wondering too if next turn, if the game plan is just push Tin Soldier up, blow all three things to our opponent's face for 6 damage, just so that they have to answer Tin Soldier. If they don't, you get a swing with Tin Soldier next turn. If they do answer it, you get a Pinion Prince, summon it back to the back row with another counter on it, meaning the following turn after that, it's going to generate another counter onto it, which will be able to push for 4 more damage, along with Pinion Prince on the board as like a 5. I think it's a 5/6 on Evo, if I'm not mistaken, which represents a lot of damage. I don't think we've seen. Have we seen Meteor Storm yet at all come into Kuon's hand? I feel like we haven't yet, or maybe it was discarded. The games are kind of blending together for me at this point, but we'll see what happens.
7, 8 cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in hand. So I will drop 1. 7 in hand. Your go.
Showing you the true power of Curse Crafter here. One card, one Evo, answering 3 cards on the board. Insane.
Okay, I'll play another March Fair Tea Time.
Boy.
All right, what do we see here off of this one? Let's go.
Guess I'll grab this guy out.
Ooh, Pinion Prince off the top from that. Spicy. What do we search here? Are we going to pull out a Alice again? Alice seems pretty good because we get to put another token onto our Tin Soldier and potentially Evo it here as well.
So I'll add the Alice and then I'll give a Fable counter.
Oh, wait. It doesn't come into the board. It comes to the Egg Zone. I forgot about that. But it's going to have 2 more. So that's 2 more that could potentially go on to. So that's 5 total. That's 10 burn damage right there.
Fable card in my cemetery and I put in my EX area.
Okay.
So there's potentially 10 damage on the board next turn, just straight up burn damage next turn, which is really scary.
I'm just super out of practice with Alice.
I guess I'll tap this for 2.
Yep.
All right, popping one of the tea times here. What are we grabbing here? We're grabbing an Alice. Going to go ahead and move one of the counters over, which means now that they're only 2 damage away from actually winning the game at this point, which they should be able to easily do that because next turn they could pop tea time after pushing. Let's see, we push. Yeah. Should be enough. They have enough blood points. Yeah, I believe so because they'll be able to push Alice, move 2 counters to tea time next, or not tea time. Push Alice forward from the Egg Zone, give 2 counters to Tin Soldier, push Tin Soldier up. He gains another counter. That's 6. That's 12 damage there. And if anything lives on their turn, it's all good. If not, if the Alice gets removed, they can crack tea time. I believe. Are they? I believe they might have enough. They might be missing 1. They might be down 1 play point more than I think. But if they're at 8 play points, they can generate another counter off of pulling Alice from the grave with tea time, which is really scary. But if they leave anything on the board too, they're just dead as well.
1, 2, 3. That's a follower. That's a follower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spell chain, 12 on Miyoji count. 1, 2 back in play points. I think I will also. Oh, what do I do? So Alice swings for 3, Prince swings for 4, and then Tin Soldier can burn me for 1 Fable counter, 1 Fable counter at a time, or can you do that as many times as you want?
Yeah, I can do as many times.
That card is so stupid. What the hell?
Confirming now that they're basically dead.
4 counters, so this is 8 damage, and then this is 2 counters, so that's like 12 in total. My back row.
6. So it's 2 damage for each counter.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So you can kind of think like you're at 2 life basically.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and then Alice and Prince would just swing. Okay, this helps influence decision.
Still a really, really obnoxiously rough turn. Don't know if they're gonna actually be able to deal with this. They only have 2. They recover 2 play points. They're at 3, I think, total.
So there was no way.
They can blow up the Alice by resting Heimlin and discarding a spell here. I think Heimlin only does 4 damage if I remember correctly. Let's double check that.
Yeah, you see, that's my problem. So we're gonna engage.
Yeah.
And
only be able to deal 4.
I will discard a card. discard a spell. So we'll drop this, and he will do 4 damage to Alice.
Got it.
All right, Alice has been taken care of. But do we have a way to deal 5 damage? Probably don't. Witch Bolt is in graveyard already. Do we have any wards or anything like that?
I'll do 1, 2, 3 from Merlin. And she will find me aforementioned concentration. Problem here is I don't think
Well, that should be game for Egg. There's no real way for them to deal with Pinion Prince. They don't have a ward up, right? So that's going to be 4 damage plus the 12, which means 16. Because they are not going to be able to heal here. Unless they have 1 play point left and an Evo point to do something. But
I'll have Crafter go 3 face.
Got it. 17.
Yeah. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm tapped out. Your go, friend.
You got it. All right.
and that should be game there. Passed and tapped out.
Close. I played this. And then I'll play this.
Yeah.
This is 4.
So you burn me for 12.
Yeah, basically burn it 12 and then swing with
swing.
you.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. Pinion Prince closing it out there with Tin Soldier in the back. Really annoying matchup. This is I think this is a matchup where it's like kind of like 50-50 on who has like the better gas going on. Oh, there was a Meteor Storm in hand. That would have been kind of good, but it's pretty rough not having any heals early on. This is a matchup where healing matters, blocking damage matters a lot. Taking that 2 extra damage from the Faria Swing too, kind of rough. But it is what it is. That's the life of a Kuon player. You either make it to far enough into the late game where you can just OTK your opponent, or you just outvalue them, or you just kind of lose the game from there. If they get under you before you have the opportunity to win the game, you just kind of get sad. But yeah, that concludes this week's tournament, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This was the final match, final round. Hopefully, we'll see you guys next week in some of our other match videos. Later, everyone.